Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are going to go over the Nikon D750. Let's go ahead and check that out. There you go, a little proof for you. Now, today we're going to see, is this camera worth getting in 2020? For those who are new, my name is TimothyMilton. I am a photographer, been shooting about 5+ years now, and this is a photography educational channel where I help new photographers on their journey. So if you like to see more content like this, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button, like, and turn on your post notification button so that way you will always be updated when I have new videos coming out. All right, y'all, so let's go ahead and jump right in. Okay, so again, is this camera worth getting in 2020? So as you know, on my last video, I do not discuss the specs. So if you want to look at the specs and all the in-depth, real detailed information about this camera, I will go ahead and leave a link in the description where you can go ahead and view that. For this video, I'm going to go over my basic, just my honest feedback and my overall thoughts. So if you would like to see, again, more details and specs, go ahead and click that link in the description. So I had got this camera about maybe 2 years ago or 3 years ago. And the reason is because I am a wedding photographer. And those of you who are wedding photographers, you already know we need to have the megapixels on lockdown. We need to have the ISO to be, really on point. And honestly, the full frame option is just amazing, and I'm going to be discussing that later on. But those are like the reasons why I got this camera, is because of the megapixels, the full frame, and honestly just the overall build quality that this camera provides. And of course, you have the little LCD screen here, and it's cracked because I'm reckless. No, honestly, it's just that's happens. If you own a camera for a while, you'll experience these little mishaps. Now let's just go ahead and look at the camera overall. As you can see, it's very, very beautiful. This, honestly, I just love the way it looks and holds. And as you can see, there's a nice dip here, about 1 inch, where your fingers could be placed. Really nice grip hold. Hold on, let me go ahead and hold that. So it's a nice grip to it. So, there's nothing really, too much to explain there. So again, I would say that if you have really, really big hands, it shouldn't be a problem. But if you have really, really small hands, then it might be a slight issue, because depending on how you shoot, it can probably be, a little bit weight on your wrist. So you want to make sure you want to handle this piece of equipment cautiously, so that way you don't hurt yourself, for those who are small hand users. Now let's go ahead to the shutter button here. Again, I mean, it's really self-explanatory. The button feels great when you click it. You have your basic on and off switch here. So click it on, and you'll see information pop up on the screen, and you click it off, and it goes off. Real simple, nothing hard to explain. Then you got your record button. You got your exposure button, and you got your metering button. So this is a very simple layout on the right side of the camera. So nothing overwhelming going on here. And of course, one of the good and honestly greatest features is the LCD screen. So let me go ahead and turn it back on. So this gives you a quick snapshot of what current settings you're in at the moment. So this is really good if you really don't like looking back and forth from your camera. So this LCD screen will definitely help you out. Just be careful though. I do have, used to have a sling which caused this crack to happen in the LCD. Now these are repairable, but from what I researched, it could be quite expensive. So just be mindful of that. So maybe looking to see if they have any like screen protectors or whatnot on Amazon. I'm not sure. If I do find some, I will link it in the description. So on the back, we have the information button here. So when you click that, again, you will have your display pop up on this screen, giving you the settings and then also additional information that you might want to go through. Now, if you've seen my last video on the Nikon D5200, you will notice that that screen actually pulls out. Well, on this particular model, this screen is a tilt screen. Now you can see I kind of smudged it there, but look, give me 1 second. Okay, perfect. All right, so I wiped out the little smudge there. So as you can see, it's a tilt screen, so you can pull it out, tilt it down, and tilt it up. So this will give you a better, look at it. Tilt up and then tilt down. Now this is really good. Let's say if you're like shooting a video and you're doing a low angle shot and you want to go underneath, you can get that view. And if you are high, going low, you can get that view. So it does come in handy, especially with photography as well. So I would not overlook that feature. This is really good. This helped me a lot with weddings when I shot from the ground up. And then also it helped me when I'm doing video. So hold on, let me turn this off. There we go. So yeah, this is a very good feature to have just in case you're someone who doesn't own a lot of equipment that can do those type of shots. They give you that option to tilt, so you'll be able to get that view. So of course you got your information button, then you also got your wheel here. And you notice this is the L and a dot. So the L stands for lock. And this is a good feature to have because if you're a photographer like me, I'm pretty wild. So I go in and get the shot. I'm all up in the face. I'm all up on the ground. And the last thing I need is my face or my fingers to accidentally hit one of these buttons. So always have it on lock once you finish your settings. So that way it prevents, you know, pretty much it's a safety, extra safety feature. So that way you don't hit anything while you're shooting. And then of course down here, we have the photography icon and the video icon. So what this does is that if you don't want to look in the viewfinder for your photography, just to see how it looks, just go ahead and flick it to the icon and then hit the LV button. And it will actually give you the exact look based on your settings that you will see in your viewfinder. So a lot of people sometimes do not want to shoot with them placing their eye on the viewfinder, rather they want to see it on a bigger screen. So that's a good feature right there. And same for video, you go for video, hit live, and then you're good to go. So now let's go on to the left side of the camera. So you have your playback button. So if you take images or video, it will show you the playback of the recent clip or photo you took. And then your delete button. Also, you have your menu button, white balance, which is right under the menu button. So to get to that, you just hold down this button here, and then you can see the white balance pop up. Then you have your quality, same thing, hold down. Then you could be able to switch from raw to fine, from basic, all the good stuff. You know, team raw all day. And also you got your ISO, same thing, hold it down. And then you have your information button. Now within these keys, if you was just to tap one of them, then it'll have individual things as well. So that's just, you know, honestly self-explanatory. You can pick that up really easily by just having this camera and just playing with it. So as you can see, my actual rubber piece to the viewfinder is off. And if you are a photographer that shoots a lot, this is common. So that's why you don't see a rubber piece here because of that. And again, you got your optical view dial here. So that way you can adjust it towards your eyesight. And on top, you have your hot shoe mount for your flashes and external accessories or LED light or anything that can fit on this hot shoe mount. Very self-explanatory. And then also you have your flash here. So if you click this button, which is the icon, the lightning icon, the flash will pop up. Now, you know me, I don't use that. I am an off-camera flash or on camera, but I do not use the built-in flash for a reason. Now, going on to the dial, if you are a user of the Nikon brand or Canon or whatnot, you know as more levels you go up in photography, you will know the camera body that you get is going to have a complete different layout. But the actual icons, because some of these icons are still here from earlier models, but for this one, this is a more, I want to say, advanced model. So you're not going to have so many of those like portrait modes, like the lady in the hat, and then you have the flower, and then you have the little gallery picture. Those things are not on this camera. As you can see, it has less icons and more things straight to the punch. So for this one, you have your manual, your aperture, shutter, and your program. And then also you have your no flash and then all the other stuff. Again, you can see those in a link in the description. And I hope this is in focus. If it's not, I apologize. All right, so going to the front of this beautiful, ooh, she's so beautiful, my goodness. So as you can see, this is very, just beautiful overall. Just look at that shiny, shine. So this dial here is for the shutter. And then this dial right here is for, you already know, the aperture. So you can't see it, you can only see the shutter, but the aperture, this is for the aperture, the front dial right here. Now, one thing I do want to point out before I wrap it up is that these little buttons here that you see, so you see this button right here, and also I think there's one over here, yeah, on this side. So some of these buttons you can actually program to do certain actions. So for instance, on this side, oh, 1 second, I keep touching my screen. That's another thing, like, you got to get a screen protector for some of these, because woo, it's a hassle. All right, so for example, the ISO button right here. So if you wanted to, you could just hold down the ISO, hold on, turn it back on, hold down for the ISO and change it. Or if you're like me, shooting weddings, I don't want to keep looking, pushing, going, looking, pushing. Matter of fact, I can map it to the record button. So now I can hold down the record and adjust the ISO from there. So those are really cool things that you can do to customize your camera and just make it very, very, very user-friendly towards your shoots. Also, I wanted to mention for the photo side, this is a 24 megapixel camera, and this camera, I didn't mention this in the beginning, which I should have, but this camera was actually made in September of 2014. So that's why a lot of times people kind of are not sure to buy this camera. But I will say this, is that they just came out with a new model called the Nikon D750. Now that one I will recommend for those who never bought a D750, just to go ahead and get the D750 because it's new, it's fresh, and it's out there. But if you're on a budget and you just want to get in real quick, the D750 is still a monster. Like, this thing will deliver a punch that will save you so many times. Like, I cannot tell you. So either way you go with it, the D780 or the D750, you're winning. I love this camera, 10 out of 10. I still use it to this day. And also I do have examples right here. So all these images that you see in front of you are all taken on the D750. This camera is amazing. I really hope you do purchase this camera because it will open your eyes to a lot of possibilities that you never thought was possible. So please just consider getting something like this, especially if you're doing weddings, if you're doing landscapes, if you're doing fashion shoots. Definitely pick this camera up. Number one, it's full frame. Come on now, that full frame is going to get so much detail for you. It's going to blow your mind. And then number two, it's affordable. Honestly, don't buy the camera just the body only. Go ahead and pick up the kit lens. So this is the 24-120 lens, and it goes down to f4. So this is a really good lens for a telephoto type feel that you want. And I recommend getting the bundle kit because it comes with it, and you'll be good to go. So don't sleep on the bundle kit. Go ahead and purchase that. Now you might also notice this here. This is not part of the Nikon brand. This is actually a Spider Hollister. I'll get into another video on that. All right, guys. So I hope this video helped pretty much enlighten you and educate you on just the overall this view on this camera. I would say definitely this is a pickup. There's also tons of videos on YouTube explaining more than me. Again, I'm just starting out, so I'm trying my best to get a feel for this whole review thing. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you think, and if you already have this camera, do you recommend it or do you think it's trash? Let me know in the comments. But that pretty much wraps it up, you guys. So thank you again for tuning in to another video. I will see you in the next one. All right, guys.